how's it going? It's me, Yoko from Japan. I almost ate you, yeah. So it's me, Yoko from Japan in my childhood room. I'm not gonna show the whole room because this place has become like a storage place after I moved out due to my marriage. My parents were probably like, oh, Yoko is now gone. Let's put some stuff here. Let's pile them up and no space for me anymore. Sad story, but I still have this corner of the room, so this is all you get, okay? But anyway, my husband is in Tokyo right now without me, so I felt like screw that, I'm gonna come back here and have fun with my dog and my parents. Also greet to our ancestors. You know, we have a mini shrine-ish thing that we call kamidana, and it's like a spiritual Wi-Fi in my opinion. So yeah, I go there and talk to our ancestors from my roots, and we have that like my husband's version of our place that we are living in now. But yeah, anyway, it's really nice to be back sometimes at my parents' house. Nostalgic. I don't like the looks of the room because it's like so outdated and so on, but you know, all my creations came from here when I was single. But yeah, I did a lot of things here. So I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit because I haven't talked to you in a while again. For some reason, time just flies in winter, don't you think? It's just what happens. Especially December, when we write December in Japanese characters, we write it in the way that teachers run or mentors run. Because it's as busy as teachers or mentors run, which is rare. And yeah, I was busy preparing for the presentation, an hour presentation which I gave with my husband, and I had to we made like 100 slides pretty much, and I made like 90 slides by myself and my husband put things in between, and yeah, I had to work on it because I'm better at computer or whatever, or I'd rather have a better memory than him, you know. Like my husband is really like such a political person, and he is all about strategy and so on. Me on the other hand, I'm more of like tiny things and what happened at the time, all the facts, you know. I have a good memory for some reason, so I'm in charge of that. The presentation was all about our activities we did together in this year 2019, and there are many, but the main things that we focused on were 5 things. So yeah, we wanted to explain what we were up to our local community, because you know, people here like locally, they support us too, and we wanted to make sure that they are with us because not everybody use the internet. So you might have guessed it right, but you know, like the political people here in Japan, the most of them are really old, like older, like they are, I'm sorry if you are one of those older people, but you know, politically active people, like those who have power here, they are like in the 60s or 70s, and even one of my friends is 89 years old. So he was like 15 years old when the World War II ended and so on, and it's like I'm 34 years old right now, and I'm like a little kid in the community, to be honest with you. Anyway, so we were preparing for the presentation, and then after it was done, I had to translate Japanese documents to English so that we can work on our political activities in the future. So yeah, I'm not a multitasker, so I was focusing on those, and the Japanese videos are easy because I don't speak. Obviously, if you have seen my Japanese videos, I don't speak at all. I just listen, and that's the best thing that I can do, right? And it's so easy for me to listen and, you know, withdraw all the good points in people. And I'm not really, even though I'm speaking right now, I don't really consider myself as a good speaker. I mean, I'm a good speaker, but I just don't have knowledge, so I need my brain. My brain is my husband. I'm a speaker. My mouth, I'm all about my mouth. So English videos, I want to make more English videos, but I think that, as I was saying last year, I really want to kind of tone it down to my daily life and what I think on a daily basis, including spirituality and everything. We all try to go like on an expert level, like a professional, right? When we talk about politics, like, you know, we go so precise and get together the facts, which is very important, which should be the principle of political discussions. But at the same time, I feel like, where should I begin? Since 2 years ago, I started to work on spirituality because people in the political field are so mentally sick. That's what I'm feeling. You know, the people are not healthy mentally. I don't know about America or elsewhere, but in my country, in Japan, people are so tired and they can't make a healthy, good judgment, and they're having unnecessary fights, and they are like, they lose it, you know, when there's the aim when they start discussing, and then they get caught in the discussion and they lose themselves, or they lose the points that they were trying to achieve, and it's like, oh, this is painful to see, you know? I'm like, if those people had worked on spirituality, our society would be so much better and so much more smoother. So that's what I came to realize after, you know, being involved in politics since 2012, which is only like 7 years now, but after 5 years to the point, like 2 years ago, I was like, wow, spirituality, man, that's the thing that I have to work on. Especially me being a female, I'm more of a sensing person, right? And I've been I've been training myself to use my body as a medium. I started to use my body, like look into my body, so that I can actually understand what's going on all around me, which is very interesting. So now I can kind of differentiate what I'm feeling, like physically, and what my true sense is feeling and what other people are feeling, and if there are any traumas that I have, then I will get triggered, and like I can differentiate all the things that I'm feeling, and that has been helping me, you know, when I look at politics. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because I keep getting the image of infinity lately. All my life though, like I was born in August, so it makes sense that August, like as in 8, is the infinity number. And also I was the TV show that I used to like when I was little, it had to do with infinity, and like on the back of my mind there was always that you know, symbol. But what it means to me today is that we are trying to get a balance of things, you know, in the world. And here's what I want to talk about in this video. What this symbol means to me today is like the balance of power in the world, and also like in us, like spirituality and politics. Like people are so biased, you know. People in the political field only think about politics. People on the other hand, for example, in spirituality, they only think about spirituality. And that's why people on either side are like so like limited, you know, in the way that they think, even though they should come together and find the balance point so that we can have evolution. They are, you know, minding their own business, and that's good, but it's bad at the same time. Yeah, it's interesting how the world is like, you know, go religious and then go to science, and then come back to religious or spiritual things, and then go to science, and then come back to religion, spiritual things, and blah, on and on and on and on. It's like infinity, right? You know, 2020 is coming soon, and I keep getting the image like it's a turning point, or like there is this point, the important point, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, what is my role here as a Japanese, as a female in Japan who is a conservative and speak English, which is pretty rare. And going inward, I realized like, oh, I need to play the role of someone from the Eastern culture. You know, Western people are good at looking at like you guys are like a micro people and we're like a macro people, if that makes sense. The Western culture categorize things and look deep and find out the mechanism like correctly, and that's where all the inventions and so on or findings come from. Us on the other side of the world, in Eastern culture, we look at the circulation of things, like the big picture. That's, I think, is what I'm supposed to point out in the world, you know. These are all abstract, and I understand if you don't get it, but thinking about that sort of things made me realize like, oh, I shouldn't follow the political field things, you know. I should talk about life in general, like including spirituality or including my own living or our culture, so that you can find some new perspective in life, right? I mean, maybe I was doing that all along, but I'm just coming to realize like, oh, that's my role. And so I will be talking about spirituality and what I feel and so on, and I will introduce my own culture and so on, and so that you can get the true essence of things. And that's what I want to talk about, you know, that people always get caught up in arguments and they, you know, forget what they were there for. So my husband and I, we are trying to make a living. Both of our bank accounts are like, ah, you don't want to see, and we're like literally the bottom of the bottom. And like you can't go any further. We are working hard in the Japanese community right now, but so I'm sorry if you feel distant from me. I really want to talk to you guys because you really matter to us. That, as I said, I'm like the only person that speak English. There are two or so like elderly people, but what they do is the business in the political field. So it's like their customers are all Japanese, and so, but on the other hand, me, I'm more of a journalist and an activist, and I am here to change the world, you know, to give influence to the world. So and I really need to talk to you so that you can spread our words to your community. And so it's so difficult living in this country where the economy is not as good as it should be. Our politics is so messed up, but I will talk about that in another video. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you could help, please support me on Patreon. I know that I'm not giving you back at all, or I'm not really helping you at all right now, but we're going through a tough time, and so but we will be, if we have money, we can do a lot of things, including your country. So, but anyway, thank you so much for watching till the end. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much, guys. Again, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.